Hi, friend. Hello, comrade. Do you like free speech? I do not. In fact, I'm censoring you in my mind right now because big tech isn't here doing it for me. Thank you for being so considerate. Free speech is the worst, right? Absolutely terrible. What don't you like about it? I can't say. Can't say or don't want to say? Preferably both. I know, in a perfect world, right? It just feels so good to not be able to say what I have to say. Like how not being able to go to the bathroom when you have to go feels good. Exactly. That's why people always feel happy when someone keeps interrupting them. It prevents them from saying what they want to say. I love that. And in banning free speech news, I'm elated to say that Nancy Pelosi is trying to ban gender terms like mother, father, son, and daughter in the House rules. Ooh, I am glad. Reality is so unscientific. She'll take sons and daughters away from their mothers and fathers. Well, in speech first, and then... I know. She's a national treasure. I hate people who aren't Nancy Pelosi. What do you hate most about free speech? Hate speech? It's everywhere, isn't it? Yeah, and if people didn't have the right to speak, then there would be no more hate speech. Yes! Brilliant! I not only wish we didn't have the right to speech and hate speech, I wish we didn't even have the right to talk about hate speech. I hate rights. Revoking all the speeches would cleanse the world of hate. And everything. Good. I hate hate. And then you'd have a loving world. Born from the hate of freedom of speech. Hate's the only way to express love. Is talking about the hate of freedom of speech hate speech? No, it's communism. That's much better. But we're calling it virtue while the communist subversion indoctrinates the sheep through the mainstream media. For how long? Until the next election cycle. Biden and Harris, 4 more years. As if we had a choice. They stopped the spread of ideas. I love that because I hate ideas. We should kill ideas. That's a great idea. Ideas are the worst. People can think them and then spread them through words. Barf shouldn't be able to do that. It puts people at risk of thinking for themselves. And then do you know how dangerous free-thinking people are? They're like if you gave a polar bear a gun and then put it in a room full of children covered in soy-based meat. Yeah, I know. Polar bears love that kind of thing. Free-thinking people would ruin the world. And the New World Order. Do you like what big tech is doing? With the genocide of free speech? Yeah. Love it. Social control's my love language. Mine too. But my only concern is they're still leaving people with the right to be alive. So... they could be doing more. I think they're working on that. How so? They've brought in the World Health Organization to guide all their users. Oh, thank God. Yeah, so it's being taken care of. What do you hate most about freedom of speech? I'm not telling. Why not? Because I don't want to talk about it. Why? What's wrong? I see what you did there. I didn't want to talk about it because I hate speech and you'd have to use speech to talk about how you don't like speech. Good one. I just wish we couldn't talk about it to point it out like we're doing now. Yeah, don't even mention it. How do you think freedom of speech is dangerous? I'd love to talk about that. Me too. It's the second leading cause of death. What's number 1? COVID. How many people has it killed? All of them. How many has freedom of speech killed? The rest of them. I'm not surprised. Ideas and information, those are the real viruses. Destroying lives all over the place. I hate information. All information is misinformation. What's your most trusted source of misinformation? I think all of the mainstream media is very trustworthy with it. I trust what they tell me to think more than what I actually think. You still think? Sometimes I have the ability to. It's kind of messed up, man. And I apologize, I just gendered you. I know, I'm not proud of it. But if we keep abolishing free speech, making it a crime to speak my mind, then I won't be able to speak my mind. Then I won't know what's on my mind. And then I won't have anything on my mind. And then I won't be thinking. But I'll still have the ability to be told what to think, and I'll think that what you're told to think is what you actually think, even though you're not thinking at all. Exactly. My mind will be controlled, so I won't have to worry about controlling it. It's like having someone else mow your lawn for you. What a luxury. The freedom to say words, like what do these people want next? The freedom to poop wherever they want? Precisely. Freedom of poop? That would be just as absurd. The exact same amount of absurd. Freedom is unsanitary. Less freedoms, please. Is that too much to ask? Having less freedom of speech should start by all of us covering the very thing that makes speech possible. Our mouths. Oh, like we did for all of last year? Yes. It discourages people from talking. I love that idea. Should we do that forever but call it 2 weeks? Yes. Deal. I hope I never have to hear another thing I have to say ever again. And I to me. I'm glad we talked about this. What's up, my friend? Hey, Thank you for watching this video and welcome to my office. I want to take just a second to invite you to join me on my Awakened Warrior newsletter list for a couple of reasons. One, censorship is running rampant and I've had multiple videos censored. Facebook has let me know I am on the verge of being deplatformed. The other platforms, there's certainly a real risk. And I want to stay connected to you and people who want to watch my content. So that's one of the reasons why I'm inviting you to join my Awakened Warrior newsletter list, because it gives the power back to us to stay connected if we want and not have our connection and you see my content in the hands of big tech. The other thing is on my Awakened Warrior newsletter list, not only are you the first to know when I release a new video and also get goofy perspectives from behind the scenes of my life, but also very importantly, I'll be sharing resources that I've come across that week, the top resources that aren't found in the mainstream media, that come through powerful, good-hearted people I have the privilege of being connected with, that ultimately help you live a more empowered life and uphold your freedoms in this weird time that we're living in. So I'd love to share those top resources each week with you. So if you want to stay connected, if you want to get an insider look at the resources that I'm using to protect me and my family and celebrate freedom and keep it, then join my Awakened Warrior newsletter list. You'll see a link below on YouTube and on all the other platforms. Just go to awakenwithjp.com/join me. And I'd love to have you join me on my Awakened Warrior newsletter list.